My name is Jodi Bart Holzband, and I am mom to Bess Holzband, who's in second grade, and Juniper Holzband in kindergarten. I am happy to share with you my job. I am a public relations professional. I work for myself and have my own company. So I'm a consultant, so that means I'm the only employee. And the company is called Classic Bart PR and Communications. What led me to my job, I guess start as a kid, I really enjoyed reading stories. I was a big reader and imagining different worlds and learning about new things. So my favorite classes when I was young and throughout school was English and history. And when I went to college, I went to the University of Michigan, and I decided to really just delve into the course book and take whatever classes were interesting to me rather than try to decide what career I wanted to do, because I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. So I would look at the course guide and pick classes, and by the middle of my sophomore year, I met with my guidance counselor and they said, okay, well, let's look at your classes here. It seems that you'll probably major in English or history or African American studies, which probably would be called Black studies now. I ended up with a major in history and graduated from college, and everyone thought that I would go to law school because a lot of liberal arts students go to law school. But I really decided that I wanted to move to New York City and work in publishing, and I thought I wanted to be an editor since I loved reading so much. So I started applying for jobs, didn't get hired as an editorial assistant in publishing. I met a friend of a friend who said, oh, I just started as a publicity assistant, a public relations assistant for a book publisher. I think you would really like it. You're friendly, it's fast paced, there's lots of different things going on. So I applied for that job, and that was my first job. I was a publicity assistant with Crown Publishers, which is part of Random House. And I really enjoyed that job. After that, I became a publicity assistant at the New Yorker magazine. And then I was ready to leave New York. I was kind of in my mid-20s and decided to move to a town called Austin, Texas. So living in Austin, I worked at the University of Texas in their marketing department. I actually gave tours on Segway scooters of the downtown Capitol. And, but I was a little bit, not challenged, I would say, in my job. So a friend suggested that I work at a public relations firm. So what a public relations firm does is it gathers lots of public relations professionals and media professionals and marketers, and you work for big companies as a team to help them with their story. So I should explain probably what public relations is. So what it really is telling the story of a company or brand or even a person to the media. So if you watch like a news, your local news station, or if you read an article in a newspaper or a blog or a website, some of those stories are public relations professionals help tell those stories. We provide interviews with executives. We provide background material about the company. We write press releases. Anyway, so I worked for a PR firm, and that was really exciting. Part of my job was I helped launch the original iPhone, and worked with local stores in the area to help tell that very exciting story, and my client was AT&T. I also worked with Chevy, so Chevy cars. I would let influencers, people like on social media and writers, car reviewers to borrow Chevy cars and do fun trips and then share their stories. And I also helped Chevrolet with their, it's called an activation at South by Southwest, basically setting up an experience within the Austin Convention Center for people to learn about Chevy. And at that point, they had introduced the Chevy Volt, which is, a plug-in electric vehicle. So that was kind of early days for electric vehicles. So that was very exciting. I also learned about Square, how you pay with your cell phone with Square during that conference. So it was very exciting. I worked a lot during South by Southwest. I think I worked a few 20-hour days. So it was really exhausting. Um, After that, I decided it was time to work in-house. So I followed a previous boss to a company called SolarWinds, which does IT software. So that's called business to business. So selling, one business sells to another business. And the clients that they were selling to were IT professionals. So the people who manage the computers and iPads and networks and make sure everything's going smoothly for their companies. So I did public relations for that company, and I managed PR teams that were international. So I worked with people who do what I do to tell company stories in Australia, in New Zealand, in Ireland, the UK, Germany, all over the world. And so that we would have one story about the company and we could coordinate our activities. And came up with lots of like fun contests and games and activities that we did with the community of IT professionals that were our customers. After that, I went to work for a company called Bloomfire, which is a startup company in Austin. And then I worked for a company called Sparefoot, which actually is an online marketplace for storage space. So like if your family has ever moved and maybe you even just need extra space for your stuff, it is a place that you could look for storage space and compare prices. So what I did for them was we told stories around storage, like reasons that people use storage is, maybe they're organizing their house, maybe they have a new baby, maybe they're combining households, like lots of different reasons. Maybe someone's older in their family and has moved into a nursing home and needs a place to put their stuff because they no longer have a large house. So lots of different emotional reasons why people need storage. So we would tell those stories. And then I actually got laid off. So I don't know if you all know what that means, but that's when a company is, kind of saving money and they don't need all the same roles that they used to have. So I decided at that time to work for myself. So I had been doing my job for about 20 years and I felt confident that I knew exactly how to do it and essentially started my own micro agency. The PR agency was just one person. Now I work with business to business technology clients. So IT security, one is in manufacturing, helping people who buy parts, like parts for airplanes to put together an airplane to make sure everything comes on time. Another of my clients actually works with like Zoom and Google Meet and all the video conferencing services to make sure that those are working well for companies. So it's called business to business technology, and I help them tell their stories. So I look for media opportunities, I look for reviews, we talk to analysts. And so what I actually do every day is I do a lot of brainstorming. I do a lot of writing. I write a lot of emails and kind of organizing projects and making sure that I'm delivering things on time. And I have weekly update meetings with my clients. I have 4 clients. So that's what keeps me busy. In terms of school, I always say that the best class I ever took in terms of being helpful with my career was typing in high school. And we actually took it on a typewriter. And I learned to type really, really fast. And so that has really helped me in my career because I interview executives a lot and I interview technology experts and I type out what they say. So I don't even necessarily need to, a lot of people will record a meeting and then get the notes after. So I'm really good at quickly writing down notes. I think telling stories and not feeling scared to write a really bad first draft of something and then improve it. Because as we all know, sometimes a blank page is really hard to get started. So I just try to get something, a bad first draft down is better than nothing. So what else? What helped me in school? I really liked English, I liked history, and public speaking was a little bit scary for me, but I would say any experience that you can get in speaking and telling stories to the public will help you in your career, no matter what you choose to do. So I would say just do what makes you happy, do what's fun, and for the subjects that are hard, just keep trying and, follow your heart and you will be happy in your career. Bye.